Today got very real. I had some emotions that I had to spill out, and Noel was there to carry me through. And we talked about our guests that are coming up, our new show format, and shared some laughs about some really silly things. So I hope you'll enjoy today's episode and that you'll join us back because now we're going to start having guests and it's going to be a whole new ballgame.
Fine.
Okay, we'll be fine.
We'll be fine. Actually, I was thinking about that. So on the way back home just now, I was thinking about like for each of our guests as as we move forward the next, couple of episodes and hopefully this new season will have guests every time. And I'm really looking forward to having Maya on next week, our hair expert, our Arab hair expert. And then Joe the week after. And I was thinking like we could ask them like an "It's okay, Habibi" like consistent question, kind of like, what was your moment that you turned like a rough patch into a solution, or what's your go-to like comfort mechanism? Like how do you deal when it's too much?
Love this idea. I do think though we could make it really simple. There was another podcast, a Lebanese one that I used to watch. I've showed you before, like their template is called the Saturday after dinner, and they always ended with any guest with the same question, like, do you think there's hope? And
Mhm.
like leave it open. Like the guest could answer about anything really. And I love this. It could be hope about Lebanon, hope about the Middle East, hope about the world, hope about, and they just like leave it open, and then like in Arabic, like في أمل. They're like, do you think there's hope? في أمل. Whoa, أمل. So I
So
love this.
essentially, would the person answer and say like yes or no and what they're talking about? So like
They
yes,
would
I
just
see.
answer like, yeah, I think that, well, depends on the conversation that we're talking about. I mean, they can go whatever their mind goes to right away with that question, which I really like because each person's gonna be thinking about something that they're hopeful for.
I love that.
It's not specific. It literally the question is, do you believe there's hope?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
hope
then
for
I
what?
think,
It's subjective.
yeah, so let's not bite their question, but
No,
agree
yeah.
we should find a similar question, although I want to steal their question because it centers my name. But yeah, and so like I'll send you, like obviously I worked with AI to say like here's my idea. I want to send Noel a bunch of options, so I'll send them to you, and I
Yeah.
think we should start doing it.
But I would
But
like it to be something like this where it's not like specific and more so an open-ended question. And it's kind of nice, you know?
yeah, yeah, I'm with you. And I think there's room for two. Like, I think there's like that one, like, do you have hope? And then also like a specific story that I want them to tell, personally, like, especially because we're dealing with entrepreneurs, we're dealing with people who are taking the road less traveled. They have an expertise that other people don't.
Yep.
And so with that, I want to hear about the experience, the perspective that goes behind that. And maybe to your point, there's a question we can ask that gets the same thing out of it. Like, I want to hear their story.
Yep.
Are you asking ChatGPT something?
Yes, yes.
What are you asking it?
I'm saying the same, like I'm saying this is the template that we have, and I want something like that. Like, what do you think questions that could be open-ended, that could be simple, something like that. Um,
Okay.
but we can keep going as I'm going through this because I just got too excited. I couldn't stop.
Okay, well, then I'll just tell you what my thing said while you're doing that, because that's something I'm comfortable with you giving me half attention on. Um,
Okay.
okay, so you feel free to give half
You know
attention.
what? No, I'm gonna do it later. I just don't want. I want to be focused with you.
Are you sure? Because sometimes
Yes.
we might get an answer that we like, and then we could get people to wait on.
Okay, okay, I'll do it.
So on my side, it said, what's been your "It's okay, Habibi" moment? Like a time you realized it would be okay even if it didn't feel like it at first. What's something in your life you've learned to say it's okay to about yourself or your path?
Where did you get those from? What do you uh-huh.
I did the same thing you did. I
You
told AI,
just did that right now, or were you doing that
uh-uh,
before?
uh-huh.
Before.
So
Okay,
I
sorry.
was
I thought you just did that right now. I was like, wait, when did you have
no,
them?
no, no,
Okay.
no. I did it before and I was like, oh, I'm gonna copy and paste and send this to you. And I was like, you know what? Let me just tell him about it when I talk to him.
Okay. Let's
So
go
give
through
me
them.
okay. So start all over or just
Yes,
from where I
please.
left you?
Yes, please.
I'm gonna be off center, but it's okay. What's been your it's okay Habibi moment? A time you realized it would be okay even if it didn't feel like it at first. What's something in your life you've learned to say it's okay to, whether it's about yourself, your culture, or your path? When did you take some right? I like that. And that's that. Yeah, and I think that second one does what you do. What's something you learned to say it's okay to?
And just leave it at that. Like keep it open.
Yeah, it could be anything. When did you take something hard and turn it into humor, growth, or love? Then there's like lighter, quick round, like just rapid fire. What's your comfort food? What's a song that brings you back to yourself? What do you turn to when you need comfort, person, ritual, or place? What's the last thing that made you laugh really, really hard? And then the last one I liked also, I guess because we're dealing with, again, people like Arab guests, I like this a lot. Or maybe not, all cultures. What's a part of your identity you used to struggle with, but now embrace? What's one cultural rule you've decided to break or rewrite for yourself? If you could go back and tell your younger self one thing, what would it be? So I think like two of these would be good.
I do like those rapid questions like at the beginning because it's kind of cool. It's like a quick intro, light, straight to the point. I don't know if we're gonna have time for all of that. There's so much that we want to know, like from the guests, you know? It's just a lot in one. Like I know me and you just peeling all the layers that we had. It took us like what, 23 episodes that like we now felt like, you know what? I think we're ready for guests. Like I don't know if there's more that we need to peel out. Like it's more so like let's. So it took us through 23 hours. Right? Okay, I think let's just start with sticking with the end. I do like that rapid question thing too. Maybe we choose three quick ones. Nothing too like favorite food, favorite something like that that is kind of like gives you a little, oh, I didn't know that about that person. And then we end it by one of the questions that you mentioned about like what is it something that you've had in your life that you said, it's okay, Happy before.
Vote, actually, I don't care about the fast questions. I don't care
Okay.
about your comfort food. I like what's a song that brings you back to yourself because I do think that's deeper. Like it
Oh,
talks about their self and it gives a song that people might be able to heal from. But I
that's
don't care about your
cool.
food.
I like that.
Yeah, but I think what's something that you said is okay to, that's good. And then I also really love, again, because a lot of what we talked about for 23 hours was the influence of our culture on our confidence, our decision making, our like mindset. And I think you and I go back and forth, like we were on opposite sides of a lot of it. So I do like the idea of like what's one rule you broke in or what's a part of your identity you used to struggle with but now you embrace. Like I think the rule one I like more than the second one. And then if you could go back and tell your younger self something, like that's also a cool one, but like it doesn't feel so culturally connected.
Yeah.
All right, something we could talk about, I guess. You look still on the fence.
Yeah. I do like the song at the beginning and I do like I don't know, I still like the end part of something that you like I like that it's linked up to It's Okay Habibi somehow.
Okay. Did your chat give you answers or no?
All right, what keeps you moving forward when things feel heavy? If you could leave people listening with one truth you've learned, what would it be? When you look ahead, what do you imagine for yourself and for us? I don't know. I don't think I like this. I'm gonna be shorter. What keeps you going? What's the truth you carry? What do you see ahead?
I think is what's something you now say it's okay to. I think like that's a good general one that covers what you were saying. You look so bummed. Tell
Yeah,
ChatGPT 1 out of 5 stars.
I know.
All right, we'll give you one more chance to update the prompt, and then we'll move on.
I actually like embedded the It's Okay Habibi to it. What's the moment you'd say It's Okay Habibi to? If you could whisper, where in your life do you remind yourself It's Okay Habibi? No?
I think what's something in your life you've learned to say it's okay to is a much better phrasing because it's a learned lesson. It's the same question that you just said, but with more detail.
All right, I'm indifferent, to be honest.
You know what?
So
I want a different co-host. I want a different show. That's it. We're breaking up. This is the end. But no, I actually came to that realization of while I was
I
telling you.
love the idea, though.
Thank you. Let's do it. Yeah, and then because I was also thinking, like, I think,
Would it be
you
bad
know,
if we did the Hope one?
yes, we're not going to steal another show thing. And it forces oh no, it doesn't force positivity because it's like, do you have hope? No, I don't think we should steal their thing, especially because they're Arab too. You
I
know, like,
know, I know. I just love it so much. It's such a good question. It's such a good question. Anyway,
the only way we can ask that too, I would feel comfortable is if we say, like, every time we say credit to this show for this question, we want to ask our guests too.
no,
Like,
that's
then I
fine.
would feel
That's fine.
okay about it.
That's
But
fine.
like,
No, I agree with you. I'm just too tempted because it's such a good question.
yes.
Anyway, we can think more about that. What's going on?
No, so that's the thing I was telling you too, is like I came to this question because I was actually like I pushed back our filming time today because I was like crying a lot and like dealing with life, and something that like the therapist was telling me on Friday, which, you know, like on Thursday I talked to you and I was like just frustrated and angry. I don't think you've ever seen me like that, and you were like, yeah, you're not okay right now. And then the next day I talked to the therapist and she was like, you're like, it took her an hour for me to understand I'm having feelings, which is crazy because I'm somebody that holds space for like 12,000 people at a time and knows how to like be there for other people's feelings, but like I have no idea how to feel my feelings. And so, you know, I think the transitions I'm going through, right? The breakup, which again, I think this comes full circle, like talking about it. Episode 1, I was talking about marriage, and now we're starting season 2, I guess, where I'm saying, yeah, I'm starting over again, single, and I'm accepting that. And part of that is grief. I, you know, had some job opportunities that you know about that didn't work out. I like moving from this like view that I really love, and so I'm having to grieve so many things at once. And the only reason I'm talking about it here is because I think that's relatable, and it gets overwhelming. You know, I was trying to talk to my older sister and also my ex, and you know, he was like, it's gonna be fine. I was like, I'm just sad. And you know, my therapist said I should just be sad when I'm sad. And I was like, so just let me be sad. And then my sister called, you know, my older sister, and she's the one who instilled a lot of faith in me. Long story short, she started with the everything happens for a reason, like it's gonna be fine. I'm like, no, I'm just sad. And she brought it back to faith, and she was just like, Emma, you don't know what God is protecting you from. You don't know what path is ahead of you. You have to knock on every door. You have to go after your adventures. You are responsible for your joy. And she said, yes, you want to be sad right now? Be sad, listen to some music, cry. But if you have faith in yourself and you have faith in God, then just know that you're crying, but it's going to be okay. You're just crying because right now is harder than you want it to be.
Mm.
And that felt really good. So I just like finished crying it out, delayed the show a little bit, and I was like, yeah, you know, these are new beginnings, and new beginnings are scary. And so I am a little scared. But like, I've been watching a lot of videos on Instagram of like women who are married and they're like, don't fucking do it. You know, like, you know, I saw one today that the woman said if marriages were beneficial for women, they would have taken it away from us by now. Like, understand. So it made me feel like where normally I'm like, I'm behind, or why isn't this for me? And where's my world that I want to build? It's like, you're lucky. This goes back to the thing, like, you've been saved from starting a life and having a marriage and having children and being like a single mom in a marriage because everyone else you've met before hasn't actually fit the bill. So now just start, you know, like being responsible just in that aspect,
I
right? Like
mean,
money.
statistics have proven that in heterosexual marriages, men benefits more than women. It's a fact. Fact.
Yes. Fact. Men in marriages live longer, women live less. Facts.
Fact.
Men's career prospects go up, women's career prospects go down. Facts. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, you know,
it's all true. men wants to be baby, they're being taken care of, like all of that kind of stuff. They're emotionally have someone emotionally there to take care of them, and women, on the other hand, the only benefit that they might get is maybe financial security if the man is like wealthy or like if they're like have money enough. But other than that, like most men are not contributing in that other areas. So
Partnership way.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yes, things are changing. I have been seeing a lot of men. I am grateful in my life. I'm seeing heterosexual relationship men that are acting differently, which is amazing to see. But that's not what we grew up seeing. So I think those statistics are based on like what it was, but like things are shifting. So we'll see. Hit me up in 10 years. We'll see what it looks like. But yeah, yeah, to your point. And only going through one of those things is a lot. Just one of them is a lot. I remember when my husband and I actually did couple therapy after COVID. So we did 3 years of couple therapy, and then after COVID, we went back into no, actually, no, we were doing couple therapy throughout COVID. No, that's when we did like the 3 years of couple therapy. So it was throughout COVID, and one of the things like our therapist mentioned is about like how relationships are really stressed, but she was still like, through COVID, because like a lot of people started to do more therapy because there was like, oh, I'm like in your face 24/7. But like one of the main things that she told us, she's like, just going through COVID, like just the idea of you have an external factor that is shaking your life is stressful enough. So most like as humans, like we are not made to handle more than one stressful thing at a time. I know that's not the situation. All of us, like a lot of us, like handle more than once at a time. So that's what you're going through. I think you're just like that's just a lot. Just moving by itself is a lot of planning, financially, when, what, do what, call whom. On top of that, you're grieving emotions. You're having to set different type of boundaries. Maybe you miss that person. You want to call them and like, no, I don't need to call them. This is, remember, this is not it or whatever.
And on
And
top of that,
job.
there's yes, on top of that is the job, and then on top of that, it's feeling like shit because I haven't saved my country yet, right? There's it's all of those things. So I'm overwhelmed as fuck. And when you add the moving thing, it's like I've moved every year for the last like five
Yep.
years.
Yep.
I'm unstable, or it
Yeah,
has
yeah, yeah.
been unstable.
Yeah, I forgot about that, but this is a lot to keep moving every year.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I know for us in Lebanon, we don't move, period. Our whole life, we don't move. Like, we stay where you stay at, and that's it. You buy the apartment or whatever, and like, that's it. You stay there for the rest of your life. So the concept of moving here is a lot. Does that not make sense?
No, I'm
You're
just kind of
surprised.
wondering. I am surprised. I'm wondering why the difference.
Well, I guess maybe because Lebanon is kind of small, like within 3 hours you can just go around, so it's not that big anyway. But like my brother lives in the apartment that my dad rented back when they moved from Palestine, immigrated from Palestine to Lebanon in 1948.
Mm,
We've been living in that place for like what, 70, 80 years? I don't know. I can't even count now. But that you know what I mean? And then you
yeah.
just stay in it. You just don't go. Like you just don't. Like I have a friend now who's buying an apartment and is like stressing about it because it's like the apartment. Like this is the place that we're buying for the rest of my life. Like I'm making that decision for the rest of my life.
Wow. I guess that makes sense. Like if I could go back to the childhood home I had, I would have loved that. Like I wish we didn't move as a family and then that I didn't have to move. So, I'm just also shocked because like Lebanon is a country that has been so destabilized over the years that I thought the people would have had caught the ripple effect of that in that way, but I guess not.
No. I mean, I would think probably the same thing for Palestinians. Like I mean, not just Palestinians, like anyone, I think in the Middle East world usually, like let's take a village in Palestine. Like if you're from Haifa, you're from Haifa and you're staying in Haifa. I mean, you might go work in a different city, but I don't know if you hear stories about someone moving from Haifa to another, like just because I want to. I mean, it was not in our time, and political reasons have pushed people around, so that's different. But I'm just saying, by choice, I think I don't know if it's cultural. Like you just, this is your house. Like, this is your house. What do you mean I'm moving? Where am I moving to? This is my
Yeah.
house. This is my neighborhood. This is my community. I'm staying here. So for me, that concept is really weird too when I first came here because when we got married and purchased this house, a lot of people were warning me about like you need to stay in this house for, and I get that for like 5, 10 years, but I'm like, I don't even understand. Like, no, I'm buying this house. This is where I'm staying. Like, I don't know where I'm leaving. Like, that's the point of buying a house, right? You're like staying here. They're like, no, but what if you get a job opportunity somewhere else? I don't want that job. I don't know. I struggle with that. I struggle, like, even now, thinking that I'm gonna leave this house. It would break my heart. I love this house. I love our house. Like we've built it together. It's just I'm not leaving until like I'm retiring, moving out of the U.S. That's when I'm leaving this house.
Wow, that makes me feel like even a little bit worse about like right.
Sorry.
No, but like I'm not even talking about for myself. I'm talking like the refugee situation, like thinking of people having to leave Gaza, people leaving from the 48 homes. Like these people would have stayed and I would have had my grandfather's house, in Lifta. I would have been the little Palestinian village
Yeah.
princess because we wouldn't have moved most likely
But
unless
I
there's the
think,
people who travel out.
and that's what I think most people in the West can't wrap their head around. Why are the Palestinians fighting for this? Because the concept of like I just saw a video of Trump just saying like, "Oh, we're just gonna take Gaza." I'm like, "What do you mean you're just gonna take Gaza? Like what do you mean you're just gonna do it?" He's like, we're just gonna go build them like little communities. They're just gonna have a better life." It's like, but they don't want to. And but the point that I'm trying to make, it's not, it's culturally embedded, is that no, this is my house, this is my community, this is my neighborhood. What do you mean? I'm just like unfathomable for us from that region to just, you're just going to be uprooted and moved somewhere else. I think over here there is less of that because I mean the US is not that old, so I don't think people have generational belonging to a specific land. So it's easier to be like, oh, I'm gonna be in New York tomorrow. I'm gonna go to move to Arizona. You don't have like a family house. Like, yes, your parents haven't had a house, but like my husband's parents have had like 6 different houses in their lifetime. You know,
Yeah,
I've had the house. That's it. Period. My dad grew up in it. I grew up in it, and after me, like my brother, his kids probably was gonna take it afterwards, and like they're gonna grow up in it. Like that's just how
I
it
love
goes.
that. That's the goal. That's the dream. That is the dream. So yeah, so I'm dealing with all those like instabilities as and that's not like, oh, my life sucks. Like I know I am in a really
Don't
good
go there.
position.
Don't go there.
No, I want to go there though because I think it's important to say out loud to big myself up is like I've done a lot, right? Like I've done a lot and I do a lot. And that's part of the thing that's changing in my mind right now is I do too much. Like did a training today about like being treated as an executive versus being treated as a manager, right?
Mm,
And I work like a manager. I'm always accepting extra work. I'm working really hard. I'm thinking through all the to-dos and the little like details. And I'm thinking like a strategist, but I don't move like I'm just a strategist. And therefore, I'm not respected as an executive strategist. I'm
mm,
treated like the person who is supposed to just get things done,
mm,
right? Even if I like my job and I like my boss and I like my whatever, but like it's about commanding that respect and how do I shift the way I'm moving through the world
mm,
to command that respect either from a partner, from a job, from a friend. And so
mm,
I'm learning this about myself because yeah, I have a lot of experience and skill set and things that I've done and I'm I don't feel like I'm fusing it with how I'm moving through the world.
mm.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense. It's just a lot.
Where did your brain go just now? I looked at you like, is he going to figure out my life in this sentence? Like, what's he doing?
No. My brain is like my heart is breaking. That's what it is. I just don't know
Oh,
where to start. It's just a lot that you're going through.
yeah, it's okay. Yeah, no, I think that's the whole point. It's like the phone call with my sister really did help me. Crying helps a lot too because I feel like, okay, I got it out. Like now let me start. It gives me so much energy.
Yeah.
Once I accept that I'm overwhelmed and cry, I get tired, but then I get a lot of energy of like, okay, where do you want to go now? And my sister saying like, be sad, cry that you're not, where you want to be yet, but like get the fuck up, right?
Mhm.
Like move. And we're not like again,
Well, you are moving. I mean, that's why I was speechless with my response because I just didn't know. I didn't want to dismiss your feelings. And like your sister said, like I am 100% aligned with her on like all you could do right now is just cry about it. But like we've talked offline, like you have plans, like you've got plans where like this is what I'm doing. The reason why you are where you're at because you're moving to a different apartments because you're making better financial decisions. You're moving on from the relationship because you notice it might not be the best fit. Like jobs or whatnot. Don't want to go to details. But the point that I'm trying to make is that the reason why the stress that is happening right now is because you have made a conscious decision and you're working towards it. So I was just like in that moment, I was like, it's just a lot of stress that you're going through, and all you could do is just cry about it, know that there's someone you can just vent for, and like you are heading somewhere. Like I know you are, but you just cry and just keep going. Okay, okay, what next are we doing? I'm moving. Okay, move. Next, what next am I doing? And then cry while you're moving.
put up a painting. Like, I'm tired
I'm
of putting
just
up this painting.
crying yeah, I mean, but that's why actually I think our conversation this morning was important to be had about like the the options of the move and whatnot. I think you need a little stability at this point, and that's why I think at the moment that was the right decision. It's just a lot. Now you're adding another layer of stress.
Yeah, I think that was it too. Like the decision was formally made to like do the year, like we talked about, and the stability for the year. And it just like after that decision was made, there's like so many decisions being made, and every time you make a decision, there's acceptance, yes, but there's a little bit of grief of that path that you didn't take, right? The expectation that aligned with that path. You have to grieve that.
Hmm.
And so I've just been doing a lot of grief and grief triggers other grief, right? So then when I get sad about instability specifically, it always triggers my childhood grief and my mom dying and feeling like I've never had a stable home,
Hmm.
right? And so I know why I avoid grief because it's impossible to just think about the instability of where I'm living without thinking of so much other pain. But I did myself, I think, a lot of disservice by not being able to or learning how to recognize when I'm overwhelmed and that tears need to come out. Like it's okay. I'm so solution oriented because my survival depends on it. That I don't take time to just be with my body and grieve these big things. So so that's where I was today. And I am in a place I think of acceptance now. But and I needed my therapist on Friday to explain to me that when I was having that frustrating day on Thursday, I'm going through the stages of grief and anger is one of them. And
Mm.
so I'm oscillating between anger and bargaining and denial. I think me trying to work out the relationship even, right? Like that last part, it was my best effort and his best effort, I think, but there was a bit of bargaining. I was still grieving the expectation of where I wanted it to go. So I'm just growing up, I guess, in front of everybody, and I'm okay with that. Two great things that happened, in the last 2 weeks is I was on Dino Vidala's podcast on Sirius XM with other comedians. And at the same time, an interview that I had done for the New Orleans Review came out. And I loved that interview so much because it talks about all these concepts of like how much crap I've been through personally and then how my people have been through and navigating, Hollywood, navigating work and all of these things. And I was just like, the thing that makes me connect with people across social, I think is my authenticity. I'm very bare with this is the mistake I made. These are the things I'm thinking about it. This is my life phase. This is the new adventure I'm trying. Like, follow along. Do you think I could do 22 push-ups? I don't know. Let's see. And so I just want to get back to that too. Like, there's a beauty, I think, in having this experience out loud.
Yeah. I don't think we talked about the stability that you didn't have before, but that makes a lot of sense with the push of like maybe the relationship. And that's something
Mhm.
that maybe we keep in mind as we're having those conversations about relationships for you.
Yeah, I think so. Ever since
Like
ever since
there's a craving for stability.
yeah. Yes, there's a craving for a home more than stability, like a home base. And yeah, I left home to go to live at college, but college was like 5 minutes from my mom's house. The furthest I went was an hour commute for grad school, and that's when she died. And then after she died, it's just been so unstable, so unstable.
It's
And that's it.
it sounds like because I remember this is the first time I hear you when we talked about your mom's death in the past. I think it sounded like it was a freeing experience for you, as in like you started to do things or try to experience things that in the past were kind of forbidden or like you didn't want to like deal with arguing about explaining it or whatnot. But this is the first time that I hear how it was sad as well because maybe you lost that stability or you lost the what we talked about, which is usually when you have expectations of you, it's easier to just stick to those expectations that were put on you by a parent. And like you don't have this whole, but now your mom is not around and you're like, well, I have this whole life. I can do whatever. And this is where the instability, you know, plays because like the whole world is your playground and you
Yeah.
can
And
do
I think,
anything. You can go anywhere.
yeah. And for people with privilege and a home base, they can go play and come back home. They can
Yeah.
fail and come back home. I fail and
Where is
that's it.
home? Yeah.
Right. And I'm not gonna act like, I did have a rock bottom in 2021 and I did move in with my sister's family for a year. Um, you know, and that year was really, really helped. Just having that 1 year of not having to pay rent and pay for my own food and all that shit, like really helped me a lot. Um, so I'm not saying I have nothing and no one, alhamdulillah, but it's not the same as
It's not a
going
mom
back
and
to mom's
dad.
house. It's not
Yes.
mom and
Yes.
dad. It's like leaning on my sister's family, which is an inconvenience for
Yeah.
them and weird. So I think it's been like I've gotten to play and discover and figure out who I am, but it's been terrifying every step of the way because if I fail, it's not like, oh yeah, you just failed at a career in Hollywood. It's you fucking failed at life and now you have to live in your sister's garage or something until you figure it. So yeah, it's been a lot of pressure and I think I've done really well with it and I don't let myself cry enough about how hard it is.
And to be honest with you, your situation is, I never thought about it before, but your situation is one of those rare people situation. Like, not a lot of people's parents die at this young of an age. I mean, mine was almost the same because my dad died when I was 23, but my dad had me when he was 50, so that was a very unique, different situation too. But most people don't. Like their parents die when they're, okay, let's say you're 30 and they're given another 30 years when they had you 60, 70, so 30 to 40 years old to maybe 50 years old. So, I mean, my mom is 64 and her mom is still around. No, but you know what I mean? Like, that's a huge difference to have that in your life than what you had. Yeah, I just we never went there, but now that makes a lot of sense about stability and you did the best you can with what you have.
And again, when you think about going from your mom dying to saying, you know what, I'm gonna go take over Hollywood and then land a bunch of TV roles and do something, I'll never forget the day that my sister sent me a video of my niece looking at the TV and she was like 3 and she was like, how is she on there? Like, she couldn't figure out how her
Oh.
aunt was, like, in the box, and, like, I hold on to that moment more than anything. Yeah, I hold on to that moment a lot, so I do think, like, yeah, the instability is hard and it sucks, but, like, I do think I have this strength and this scrappiness and this hustle mentality that, inshallah, like, will actually save a lot of other people one day. Like, that's the goal. That's my whole mission, is to make sure other people don't, like, have to suffer as much as my mom did or as much as I did. We just have to make the world better, you know? But I keep forgetting that, again, the theme here is like, it's hard for me. And sometimes I need to acknowledge that and cry about it and then keep going back to fixing it, which is my nature. But like, like, I really need to remind myself to feel. And I was talking to the therapist, and I'm like, but I don't understand. Like, I'm intellectualizing feelings so much that I'm like, okay, I can name that I'm angry and I could breathe and I could meditate, but like, I don't get what you mean, feel it. Like, I don't get it. And like, I still kind of don't get it, you know, but since Friday, I've been taking steps to just go, I feel like I'm avoiding something right now. What is that? How is that making me feel? Sad. Okay. Do you want to cry, or do you want to say out loud to a friend, I feel sad? And so, you know, like, that's what I did on Friday. I texted my friend and I just said, hey, I'm sad. And then she called me immediately. It was like, she just started laughing. You know, we started laughing together, and, you know, because you got to call your medicine, right? Like, people who know how to make fun of you in those
Mhm.
moments also. So anyway, that's where I'm at in this journey, is like, I'm having a hard time, but to answer that question, I do have hope. I have a lot of hope. I am hope, but you know, I'm just transitioning.
Yeah, I mean, sad is part of the journey, and like that's why we're learning in therapy is that you have to feel your emotions, but what you learn in therapy is that the emotions just go through you. And most people, what they do, they just try to block them out, but like that's not going to be helpful. Yeah, so what you're learning now we're doing is just cry about it and then let it pass, like pass through, and then like, okay, I guess we're moving this weekend. Okay, I guess we're gonna put myself out there in a couple months. Okay, I'm gonna whatever. Yeah, and you do have a good, community around you of family and friends that support you that you know you can lean on. Um, and that's all you could do. It's just
Yeah,
one of those days.
alhamdulillah. Thank you. Done talking about me. From here, I think we could either shift and maybe talk a little bit about who's coming in the next 2 weeks so people get excited to come back for Joe or Maya. Or
We
do you have a different idea?
we could. Yeah, no, I don't have anything. I don't know. Okay, well, there's one thing I could talk about. I just watched a video today about was it called Jervis or something? Do you know
Ricky
who we're talking?
Gervais, I love
Yes,
him.
yes. Okay. So you know he's an atheist, right?
Yes.
So the video was released from one of his stand-up comedy. Is like, if I die today and I meet God, I have couple important questions to ask. And I was like, oh my God, what is that? And he's like, why did you make chocolate kill dogs? Like, who does that? And I'm like, that's a very valid question.
Yes.
And then he was like, if you hate homosexuality this much, why did you create the G spot in the ass of men? And I'm like, okay, that's a really good question. So you just like had those good one. And then the last one is like, why don't you just kill Satan? Like, if you are so powerful, you can just do it. Like, you can just do everything. Why don't you just kill him? Like just end it. So anyway, I just love his like little videos like that where because those are all thoughts that come to my mind, especially when it comes to religion. But my favorite one was like, who creates chocolate to kill dog? Like if like since you created everything, then why would you not make their intestine like digest chocolate? I mean, you
Yeah.
did it for men, but anyway.
Yeah, I love Ricky Gervais. So he has a show that really actually helps with grief a lot. I love him. I love, like, I cannot say I love him enough. He has a show called Life. I think it's called Life or Afterlife on Netflix. Something
Mm.
to do with life, and it's about him grieving after his wife dies.
Oh.
And yeah, it's really sad. You cry a lot. but like it teaches a lot of lessons. And in his comedy and his stand up, he'll do kind of like monologues at the end where he talks about like different people who died in his life and well, like how laughter has like broken tension or helped heal. I
Life.
He's my favorite atheist. Like, I don't know how to say it. He's my like, I love the way he thinks. I think he has such a good heart. Obviously, he's one of like the original like creators behind the original Office. You know,
Oh,
he's just like he played the original Michael Scott, like in the British version.
I
Uh,
didn't know that. Is he British?
I don't know what he is.
Oh, okay.
This is what is the internet saying.
I'm looking it up.
I'm about to the reason I stopped talking is I'm like, is English and British the same thing? Like, how dumb am I? And I'm about to expose it. And yeah, so I know
Yes, he is British.
he's British. Okay, yeah. So I just yeah, he's hilarious. Thanks for bringing that moment of levity.
You know who's actually a really good one, but it's not for everyone. I'm gonna put it out there if people are into this. His name is Anthony Jeselnik, Jeselnik.
Yeah,
He
I've seen
has
him.
he has two specials on Netflix. Extremely dark humor. Like it's not for everyone, but if it's for you, it's for you. Like you have to sit in it and like sometimes it just like passes over you and then you're just like that is horrible. Like it's just so horrible that it's extremely funny. But yeah, extremely, extremely dark humor.
Yeah, I watched him before too, and I like his like, you know, different comedians have different methods to story tell. His are like straight up like set up punchline.
Hmm.
Then he'll do the next one, just one sentence, and it's like
Yep.
a hilarious fucking thing, and that's really hard to do
Hmm.
and entertain people for a full special.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's good.
But you either get it or don't get it. Like there's no in between. He's not your guy or he's your guy. Like that's it.
Yeah,
I just love I mean I love dark humor, but
yeah.
just yeah. Um anyway, our guest for next week. So I know we talked a little bit about that. We're starting to have guests. I am so excited about next week. Maya is actually my cousin and she is a curly hair specialist. Obviously Lebanese American that is born and raised. We're not interviewing just people because we're interviewing them. Like, people are interesting and they have stories, and I think a lot of people have like interesting stories. But the guests that we are bringing to the podcast, we wanted them to have authenticity and like the human element that we vibe with on the podcast. And those are those people. Like on our day-to-day life, our conversations with them is that. And I can't wait to just have that convo with her next week because I know her firsthand because like all the stories and like the experiences, but I can't wait to just like dive into deeper and like you get to see the other sides of that. And then the following week we have Jo Khawle, which is the first openly queer Arab journalist in the world, obviously, but he's such a like a good human being. I only met him through social media because of like how outspoken he was and like how brave he was about how he advocates about so many important, issues in life. Like he's very big on like animals and same thing, human rights and religious rights and whatnot. So I'm really excited about that too. We have another person in mind that we talked about offline, but I haven't reached out. My goal is to reach out to as well. And I know you reach out to another, actually, you reach out to a person who reached out to us. Exciting news. So yeah, I'm really excited about those episodes because I think we are at a place where like we've squeezed from within what we want, and now what do we do? Do we just play here, or do we just bringing new stories and like highlighting other people's life? Because I think that's what we're craving too. Like that's why we're doing what we're doing. Oh,
And I wanna learn, you know, like, I'm really
yeah.
excited to ask Maya about hair and, like, the journey and what to expect, and I'm really like, I was thinking, "Oh, there's this life coach I used to work with." I'd love to have her on and ask questions that people can get value from. So it's kind of like a free hair session, a free life coach session, a free navigating journalism session in a way with perspective about, like, the toughest parts.
I love that. So this is an open forum, I guess. If anyone is listening to this and you would like to, you think you can add value, and now if you've been, listening to those episodes that we have shared, you probably know and see what type of conversations we have. If that fits what you want or think like adds to the conversation, I mean, let us know, just shoot us an email. Our page has all the contacts emailed. You just click, I guess, on the email. It takes you right there, and we'll have that conversation. I think that would be exciting.
Listened to a really nice podcast this morning called this podcast is called On Attachment. And my therapist first recommended it to me for like my anxious attachment style or whatever, which I don't think I have an anxious attachment style at all times. I think depending on the relationship I'm in, it'll come out. But it was talking about your like hero journey and about like people who are trying something new or trying to embark on things that they haven't seen done before. And it gave me a really good start to my day because it was like thinking about adventure in a way of like treat yourself like main character energy basically. And like if you are bored with your life, if you are unhappy at your job, then you have to get up and go find something that's going to make you excited. Like it put all the power in my hands. So that is something I wanted to bring to you today. As soon as I was listening to it, I was like, I have to tell Noelle about this. This was such a cute, like good episode.
That is. I want you to send it to me because I'd like to listen to it. Okay. Well, I have one thing to add too. Remember, we were planning to watch the new Survivor season, Survivor
Yes.
versus the World. Okay, we watched it, and it ended yesterday. And guess who won?
Spoiler alert. Don't say Parvy.
Gravity won! Final Tribal yesterday. Amazing.
What was like the most impressive thing or the highlight moment for you that was like, this bitch is crazy? Like, what was the moment?
So all of the season before that she played, like day one, she walks in, people don't trust her or whatever, and like they would be like gunning for her, and then she would be playing from the bottom, like always trying to survive, survive, survive. She hasn't played in like what, 15 years? That's when the last time like she played, and she's a very different person. She's like I think almost 40 now or something like that. And you can see the maturity that is coming into that game. She is dominant. This is the first time she played from the top. She was like
What?
killing people left and right, moving alliances, like just killed it. Killed that game. Like just seeing her play in action was so mind blowing. I can't wait. Like she has her new book coming out. I want to go like listen to it. But she said what has helped her is what she went through in the last 5 years. And one of the things we talked about is even her divorce. Like she divorced her husband when he was in the hospital diagnosed in cancer. She's already made that decision, but then she was like feeling guilt to like actually pursue it as he's there. But then she just like, but who is that decision for? Is it for me or just to please his family so that they don't think I'm a horrible person because I left it? But it's like the relationship is toxic. Like it's not a good like I'm just gonna stay in the toxicity just for him because it just happened that he was diagnosed in cancer. Like he has a support system. So anyway, I just love like the person, like you can see it. I wish you just watched that season to see how,
I
even though
will.
you know the result, beautiful gameplay, incredible. She was so in tune. Like she went into one of the tribal council with the majority alliance thinking they're gonna vote someone. They were planning to vote her out, and like she sniffed it. She was just like looking at people's like facial expressions, and she's like, something is not sitting well here today. Like there's something like in alive, live in there. Like she just felt it, and then she flipped everything and voted someone else out. And like the way she did that, it was just beautiful to watch. I'm obsessed, obsessed, and I can't wait for you to watch it. I really think if you would watch it, that should be something that you would enjoy, and it's really inspiring.
Yeah, and I think it connects back to what I was saying in the beginning about like I want to move differently. I want to move like an executive. I want to move like I want to command a room. I want to trust my gut.
Mm-hmm.
I want to follow my instincts. I don't want to be this version. I want to
Yeah.
graduate, you know. And so I do want to watch that. I will put a spoiler alert on the screen for this so but I think like you sold it backwards.
I
Like
wish I
I'm
didn't
really
tell you, but I think now that I told you, I don't think it matters. You're gonna enjoy the journey because you would find it like this. Her journey is for you, is literally all
100%.
what you're going through. Because she's in her, like, I think early 40s, a single mom, divorced. She's been talking about like how she's had that need her life to like, if I get married, then I will get that stability. If I get married, then I'll like getting married was her obsession, her whole life. Like she won $1 million before, blew it off just to impress people. All of that, like now it's just paying off in this season. And like you can see how like she's walking in confidence, like get the fuck out of my way, like I'm running this, and she did, killed it. And guess what? The whole season did not get one vote against her.
Wow.
It
That's
was
amazing.
it was masterful to watch. It was just incredible. I think she's actually the best to ever have played this game. And you've been hearing me talk about her for over a year, even before she played that game. But to see it now after 15 years, this girl is just so inspiring.
Start the fan club.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay, wait. We have 4 minutes left. You know what we can do?
What?
You can answer one of these questions.
Okay, let's answer them.
Okay. I don't know which one you want to answer. What's something you learned to say it's okay to?
What's something you learned to say it's okay to? I learned to say it's okay to say no.
Love that.
That's it.
Yeah. No is a sentence. No is a sentence. Something that I learned to say it's okay to. Learning to say it's okay if you don't like me. I'm learning to say it's okay if you don't like me.
How villains
Everybody's
are
not gonna.
how villains are made. That was Parvati's course.
Yeah. Okay, what you shared, what's one thing that made you really, really laugh? It was Ricky Gervais. And then what's one cultural rule you've decided to break or rewrite for yourself? That's a good
I
one.
got distracted as you were talking about the laugh because I was like, no, actually something else made me really, really
Tell
laugh.
me.
Like, and I forgot what it was. I'm trying to remember. It was some comment on someone's video that was. I laugh more at the comments, like on the comments in the videos than the actual videos. What was the comment about? Something was really ridiculous. I don't know. I
One comment
cried.
that made me laugh is there was a video from somebody's like camera from their driveway, and the dad was driving with the daughter or something in the car, and then the mom did something where she like fell or dropped something, so the dad got out of the car to go help the mom, but the car was still moving. So the daughter jumped out of the moving car, and then the dad moved the daughter to the mom. He jumped in the car. He stopped the car. And then one of the comments was like, okay, everybody, back in the house. We'll try again tomorrow.
No one's leaving today. One of good comments is that I saw a video of like it was like from the point of view of a dog, and like you're walking around. Oh, no, no, no. This girl walked in the house. She had a huge bowl of like some meal, like a soup or something. She did. She put it at like the entryway table, and the entryway table leaned like it all fell off with the ball, and you see the dog just like like screaming and like ran out. But like the comment says like the dog is living in Final Destination. It's such a small dog. Like
I didn't sign up for this. Is crazy.
yeah, it's like, but actually, the more you see the video, the more it's just like, yeah, I mean, those poor little dogs, they don't know what to, because my Dobby is the same thing. Like, he's just like running around, just like, I'm just moving the laundry. But like for him, it's just like something is gonna drop on me, like something is gonna kill me right now. So, living in a Final Destination movie. Okay, we'll
That was
end
a
it
good
at
one.
that. We'll end it at that.
Yes. Okay. Love you. Talk to you.
Love you
Bye.
too. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed this conversation, please consider leaving a comment and a review. It helps us improve and reach more people.
We're all just trying to figure it out one conversation at a time. So go easy on yourself, trust the process, and remember, it's okay, Habibi.